Hey, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna do a silly earrings for my filter for this New Jersey video. No disrespect, but I shout out to the little bit of the over-the-top fashion we find in New Jersey sometimes. Okay, so it's Mother's Day. I'm working, yes, bringing home the bacon to fry it up in the pan and serve it to you guys and to my son John, because we're gonna make bacon soon.
Bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan.
Now the tea in this video is going to surprise you, and it's not what you expect, and you will have to watch to the end to get all of it. This is not clickbait. This is the truth. So hang in there on this one. It'll be worth it. Oh, there's a little red bird looking in the window at me. It's like a cardinal. Oh, hello, little red bird. I wish I could take a picture of it. It's so pretty. Let me see if I can get it. All right, so you may or may not have watched the live that I did with Reality Diamond Freddie for part 1 of Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion. Now, there was a lot of tea spilled in that hour and a half. If you guys are behind on all things New Jersey gossip, make sure you go watch that live, because it really was like a buffet of some of the best gossip surrounding New Jersey in the last few months. So, if you want to make sure you're in the know on all of it in one place, I do recommend that video. Now, one of the things that I said in that video, which I wanted to do an individual video about, was that I have a theory that Luis Ruelas and Teresa are trying to take control of New Jersey away from the Gorgas, the brother, Joe, and Melissa. And I think the intention is for Luis to introduce his sisters in the upcoming season of the show, if he can manage it. And maybe even his mom, I don't know. So I think he wants to do that because his sisters and him are close, and they are like in respectable jobs, and they're in self-help, and I think one is an eye doctor, and so I think that's what the scoop is to try to kind of validate all the negative PR that he's been getting with positive PR by bringing in the family members to kind of back him up. Anyway, I found some stuff out this week, which was really wild, because I did a deep dive. It came up in the live with Freddie that Marisa had said things to a tabloid that were really positive about Luis Ruelas. Now, this is the mother of his children. And I had said on the live that I thought that she might have done that because she would be worried about maybe losing her child support or have a custody battle on her hands or whatever, because this happens a lot. Women get bullied into submission, especially by narcissistic men, by the children, because especially if they have more money than the other person or more resources. So anyway, that was my speculation. Well, I got a tip. Came in anon. But the tip was that Marisa never spoke to the tabloids about Luis Ruelas. So the person who gave the quote to the tabloids was not Luis Ruelas' ex-wife. Allegedly, someone may have pretended to be Marisa to give a quote to the tabloids that indeed was not Marisa who said it. Can't imagine someone going to those lengths. Can you imagine pretending to be someone to give a quote to a tabloid? Who would go to those lengths? More importantly, who would benefit from a positive quote from Marisa in the tabloids? Let me see. Let me revisit what that quote was. Let's look at it. In Touch magazine reportedly spoke to Luis Ruelas' wife, ex-wife, Marisa, and she said, "I'm really happy for Teresa and Luis. di Martino revealed to the outlet at the time. I'm really happy for Teresa and Louis. I'm happy for him. Louis is actually the father of my children, and he's a really good person. In general, we got married. We were very young and had babies, and then it fell apart. As normal things happen. Normal. We're very good with each other, and that's basically it. Does that sound like something? Doesn't it sound a little off when you think about that quote? Now, listen to this. She goes on, he takes care of me and my children, and that's what it comes down to. Okay, so now I've been told that that quote may not have actually come from his ex-wife. So I'm not sure if someone gave that quote on behalf of his ex-wife and it wasn't really her, or someone called and pretended she was her. I don't really get how that tabloid got that quote, but I've been told it wasn't her who said it. Now I'm going to move on. I can only speculate on that one. It was, we'll call it a blind for now, that one, okay? But something to contemplate. All right, let me show you some police reports I found now. So those are the 5 that I could find. Now, I understand that there's more, and that some of them were physical abuse to Marisa. So, of course, I can't confirm that without seeing them. But I did read these ones, and I did find these. And so these are all against Luis Ruelas, and they're basically for different things that made Marisa feel scared. Another one, she has an argument at the front door with him about the divorce, and it gets heated, and she calls the police. Then there's another one where he comes to the door, and he tries to come in the house for some reason, and she doesn't want to let him into the house, and he starts banging and screaming on the door. That was another one. So yeah, that's the gist of these. These are 5 different incidences that I just showed you guys on these police reports. I know what it's like to be with a man who will make his raison d'etre to destroy your life no matter what, and is not quite all there in the, marble department. So I know how scary it can be. And I know that your only way to attack that is to just hide, stay quiet, and file police reports, basically, or legal documents to protect yourself, because it's the only thing that will protect you. And it's a horrific feeling, and I can only imagine how difficult it would be for Marisa being in a co-parenting situation with someone like Luis Ruelas. That's all I'm going to say on that. But anyway, back to the point of this video, which was that I do believe that Luis is going to try to take over the show with Teresa. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Luis Ruelas' sisters glow right up for the show, and the whole thing becomes like, it becomes a whole central point next season. Wouldn't be surprised. So we'll have to see here. We'll have to see. Am I right? Are they going to make appearances? Is it coming? They're certainly going into business together. Teresa's already touting one of his sister's products that she's doing. It's called Forgivity. I mentioned that on the live. And it's about learning about forgiveness or something. I don't know. Anyway, if you go look at her feed, there seems to be some comments about like forgiving people that have gone through abusive situations in the past and all this. So I don't know what the hell their family went through, but it sounds like it was tough. I remember my ex used to love bomb the people right before he stole from them. Yeah. It's a true story. Another one, she has an argument at the front door with him about the divorce, and it gets heated, and she calls the police. Then there's another one where he comes to the door, and he tries to come in the house for some reason, and she doesn't want to let him into the house, and he starts banging and screaming on the door. That was another one. So yeah, that's that's the gist of these. These are 5 different incidences that I just showed you guys on these police reports.